Gracefully, Grayson, Chapter 8. It's a dreary Monday morning. Finn is standing in front of the windows trying to start a discussion as gentle snow swirls outside behind him. I watch him, my chin resting on my hands. Amelia is doodling lazily on the cover of her notebook next to me, and I'm thinking of Grandma Alice's room, of the dusty pictures in the hospital bed, and of what Adelaide said. Finn keeps asking the class questions, but nobody's talking. Okay, he finally sighs. Enough of this. You obviously don't want to talk to me. Everybody stay with your partner and pair up with another group to make a foursome. You guys can discuss the passages from the book in small groups. Remember, next Monday, I'll be assigning your big papers, so stay focused. Everybody, including Amelia, starts looking around nervously. Go ahead, Finn says, hoisting himself up onto the window ledge, looking amused. Let the mad dash for partners commence. I pick up my book and backpack and follow Amelia's lead. Her eyes are fixed on Lila and Haley across the room, and she walks quickly over to them. I feel like a dog on a leash following her. Hey, guys, she says, approaching them. Can we join you? Lila glances across the room where Meg and Hannah are already sitting with two other girls, their backs to us. Sure, she says after a second. Pull up Jason's and Asher's chairs, Haley adds, smiling. We sit down, and I turn my chair so I don't have to look at Ryan and Sebastian, who are at the desks right next to us. So what do you guys think of these passages? Lila asks, looking at the three of us. Of course, she wants us to do all the work. I thought the second one Finn was talking about was the most interesting, Haley says, flipping back in her book to find it. I watch her as she searches through the pages. The summer before third grade, I did art camp with her and Hannah. I remember stringing beads onto pieces of elastic with them at the playground. By then, Emma was already gone, and I suddenly wonder why I didn't stay friends with them once third grade started. I suddenly wonder why Emma was the only one. Here it is, Haley says. Page 50. I flip to it in my book, and she starts to read, but I barely listen. At art camp, sometimes we'd go to the park with our little easels and paint. I remember kids making paintings of the swing set, the giant trees and the flowers and vegetables that some of the other camp groups had planted. This one time, Hannah and Haley and I were painting together at the edge of the garden. I was trying to make a gigantic orange tiger lily with watercolors, but both of them just wanted to paint these little sprouts that were poking through the dirt. I look at the tiny freckles on Haley's nose as she finishes the passage. When she's done, she takes off her turquoise headband and runs her fingers through her light brown hair. Then she puts it back in, making tiny, delicate comb marks, collecting the wisps. I touch my sweatband on my forehead and take it off as Amelia starts writing down notes in big, loopy handwriting. I turn the sweatband around in my hands. It's grayish-white with sweat stains. I try to imagine it's turquoise, but it's still grayish-white and disgusting. I think back to fifth grade when all I had to do was pretend and everything would be okay. Outside the window, the powdering of the snow is still making its way down to the ground, and Finn is still perched on the window ledge. His eyes wander to the sweatband in my hand. He smiles gently when our eyes meet, and I look away and put it back on. Finally, he hops down and makes his way around the classroom to listen in on everyone's discussions. When the bell rings, we pick up our stuff. So, Lila says, looking mostly at Amelia, you should sit with us at lunch. She stands up and straightens her pink shirt under her backpack straps. I look to Amelia quickly. Okay, great, she says, smiling up at Lila. I swallow hard, and Lila looks at me. You too, Grayson, she adds, if you want. I look from her to Amelia, nod and smile. Okay, I say. Great, Amelia adds, beaming. We'll see you at fifth period. At lunchtime, Amelia and I sit with the girls in the middle of the table. We spread our lunches out in front of us. The table top is crowded with water bottles and half-filled plastic bags. Hannah takes a rubber band off her wrist and gathers her curly brown hair into a ponytail. She glances at me for a second and smiles. I wonder if she still paints, and I almost ask her, but I don't. Amelia rests her elbows on the table next to me as she talks to Lila. Megan bounces her knee across from mine. She almost seems a little bored. Even though I'm happy to be sitting here, I can't stop thinking about how weird it must look from the outside. 5 girls and a boy. We sit with them every day that week, but I hardly say anything. It kind of surprises me to hear all of them, but especially Lila and Amelia, gossiping about kids from our class. I wonder if, before Amelia and I joined them, they ever used to talk about me. On Friday after dinner, the phone rings. It's Amelia. Hey, Grayson, she says, do you mind if we don't go to Lakeview tomorrow? It turns out there's something else I have to do. I swallow hard. Oh, that's okay, I tell her, trying not to sound disappointed as I walk quickly to my room with the phone. I close my door. Do you want to go Sunday instead? There's a pause. I think my mom said my aunt and uncle are coming to town to visit us on Sunday, but I'm not sure. I guess we could just go next weekend, I tell her. Okay, Amelia says. Sorry about that. So have a good weekend. I'll see you at school, okay? I lean back on my bed. Sure, great, I tell her, staring at my blinding white ceiling. We say goodbye and I hang up and throw the phone onto my pillow. I try to tell myself it's not a big deal. It's just one weekend, but disappointment settles over me like icy snow. I look at the bird in my mom's painting. I try to focus on it to keep myself from crying.